summer camp, right next to a lake, in the woods. Most nights, we would sit around the campfire and we would sing songs. And what I found particularly annoying is that the mosquitoes seemed to single me out. And I would be itching and scratching, and here I was doing my best to pretend to be mature, because after all, I was supposed to be the counselor, not the camper. It was a very thin line. And I found myself just itching with such, how do I say, my whole electrical system was being affected. Has that ever happened to you? And it was almost like chicken pox or something, or poison oak. And so I am embarrassed to tell you that I used to have this terrible habit. And I was one of those people, you've all met one of these people, that if I would see a mosquito on your forehead and you were across the room, I would come all the way out and just slap it on your forehead. And not only that, I would feel this weird sense of pleasure at having killed the mosquito. Does anybody know anyone who's done that? Well, I was starting to get welts every night the size of strawberries, like all over my body. And the other children and counselors weren't really bothered by it. So I was thinking, what is going on here? And I went up into the A-frame cabin, and I came up with a solution. I said, I know what I'm doing. And I started packing my bags. I'm quitting this job, and I'm going back to the suburbs. And I just quit, because I can't handle these mosquitoes anymore. And then I was done packing my bag, and I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to tell my friends? And am I going to really spend the whole summer in the suburbs instead of like with a lake with horses and boats and swimming? So again, I was trapped, the same way I felt in Bangladesh. So at that time, I thought, there's only one thing to do. I need to pray about this. But again, I told you I wasn't the best traditional Christian prayer person. So I thought, I'm going to go direct to the source. And I said, who's in charge? I need to talk to whoever is in charge of the mosquitoes. And there has to be somebody in charge, right? Because we have a government and everything. And so, little did I know that I was actually reaching out loud to the diva of mosquitoes. But I didn't know what a diva was. I still don't exactly know what a diva is. But it's the overarching entity, spirit of that species. And so I said, I need you to stop bothering me. And I'm wondering, what can I do for you to stop bothering me? Because I'd really like to keep my job and stay here this summer. And I heard, I kid you not, I heard this voiceless voice that said to me, if you would like us to stop bothering you, there are 7 things that you must do. First, it was like unbelievable that I'm hearing this, but I think Neil Donald Walsh would agree that these things can't happen. So I listened, and this voiceless voice said, the first thing you must do, and imagine I'm 15 years old, like this is not coming from me. The voiceless voice said, you must first stop killing us. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, the 10 Commandments. I never thought it was about insects, I thought it was just about people. You must first stop killing us, number 1. Then the voice said, if you would like us to stop bothering you, you must not only stop, number 1, killing us, but you must also, number 2, stop hating us. And this voice then explained that hating and killing are usually so intertwined that you must stop both if you would like for us to act peacefully toward you. So the voice said, you must not only, number 1, and I'm repeating this because this is exactly what they did, like they were drilling me. Number 1, stop killing us. And number 2, stop hating us. But you must also, number 3, stop disliking us. And I thought, that is pushing it. Have you ever heard of somebody that doesn't dislike mosquitoes? Well, I had never heard of that concept. That was way out of my experience. So I said, I don't really know how that's possible. And the voice said, think about it. So it took me a few weeks, actually, to really get some ideas of how I could stop liking it. But I thought, I'm going to try this. The voiceless voice then said, you must not only, number 1, stop killing us. Number 2, stop hating us. Number 3, stop disliking us. But number 4, you must also, at all times, be at least neutral to us. At least neutral. Because only then will you be feeling peace, no matter what the circumstances with us, even if we're around you. Because they didn't promise. Notice they promised that you won't be bothered. That was the promise. And I was a little fooled by that, because I thought it meant we're not going to take any blood from you. That's not what they meant. So, but I didn't know that. So the voiceless voice said, you must not only stop hating us, killing us, number 1. Number 2, stop hating us. Number 3, stop disliking us. Number 4, be at all times at least neutral to us. But number 5, you must also like us. That, I put my foot down. I said, that, I don't know how to do that. And the voiceless voice said, you must seek out the good in us. So I thought, I need some help here. So I did soon learn after that first of all, most mosquitoes are more spiritual than a lot of people. They might have to go and seek their food like we do, but they don't go around killing people. They probably don't go around gossiping, spreading malicious rumors. They probably aren't greedy. Like they probably don't take too much blood and have $1 billion of blood and then other people have no blood. So they have a lot of virtues that I had overlooked my whole life until. Not only that, but I found out a few months later that they're actually really good singers. They don't sing with their mouth, but their mouth. And not only that, but they can entrain. Like as a singer, Cerise, you might like to experiment. If you sing a note that's within a half a note, they will dip down or up to meet your note. Just, there's some magical properties. When you start having Holy Communion with little beings that are us in just a different type of body. So the voiceless voice said, you must not only stop killing us, number 1. Number 2, stop hating us. Number 3, stop disliking us. Number 4, stop, at least being neutral to us. Number 5, to like us. And number 6, they said, you must also have unconditional love for mosquitoes, of all people. I thought, that's crazy. And they said, the voiceless voice said, in its own way, we have hopes and dreams. We have struggles. We have families. We have good days and bad days, just like you. We're just in a different body. But we're all one. We're no different from you. So it was inviting me to expand my perception. The voiceless voice told me some other interesting things about why people get bitten by mosquitoes more than others. Not just people like me, right? But who used to do that. But they said that, that annoying, but it's not really annoying, feeling when you're in bed or you're somewhere and it's kind of dark and that mosquito starts doing that erratic dance, ecstatic dance around your head and body, and you're like, it's about to go in for the target, and you can't find where it is. Well, this voice said, it's not about garlic and bananas. It's really, or even mosquito repellent. That works temporarily, they said, but it's really about, we do this dance. The same reason why people used to read the newspaper, and now we read online, if we want some bad news. So they said that we read your aura. And we can determine by your vibration how you've treated our ancestors. And we know how you're going to treat us because we can feel anger. We can feel your relationship with us when we do that dance. I found that really interesting. So this voice, the last thing it said to me, is that if you would like us to stop bothering you, you must, number 1, for the last time, number 1, stop killing us. Number 2, stop hating us. Number 3, stop disliking us. Number 4, at least be neutral to us. Number 5, like us. Number 6, have unconditional love for us. And number 7, whenever somebody mentions mosquitoes or has any story of conflict that this might help, to always mention the story. So the question today, since there are probably not any mosquitoes in your immediate existence, the question that I would love to invite us to, in just a moment, close our eyes and meditate upon is, who is my mosquito in myself? The question is, who is your mosquito? And your mosquito might be your former spouse. Your mosquito might be the parent that you never forgave. The mosquito might be the person you're working with at the moment. It might be your geographical location. It might be your mortgage. It could be a number of things. And so I like for us to take a moment, and Richard, if you might have some lovely music to invite people to get into their own meditation for a minute or two about who is your mosquito, and would you be brave with me to investigate what might happen if you experimented with these 7 principles of unconditional forgiveness and unconditional appreciation with your particular mosquito.